Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your buddy Scott Newby with Bass Brings Us Together, Living It with Scott Cat podcast. Thanks for stopping by. I'm chilling in the theater room answering a really cool question that I got on YouTube. Always try to answer everybody's questions that just kind of want to get a better idea of exactly what's going on. So this question came from Glockster Guy. Cool name, by the way. But so he was asking me, how do I choose what demo material I use? Why? What's the reasoning? He plans on having people coming over to check out his system, which, by the way, kudos to you, man. Building a community in this hobby is absolutely key to just another dimension of enjoying it. So that's cool if you got family or friends that are going to come by to check out your setup, or somebody that's watching this that's going to check out somebody else's setup. That's one of the things that Kat and I both really enjoy since building all of our spaces throughout the years, just having the community and go and enjoy other people's setups as well too. So that's awesome, man. And that's cool that you reached out to me to kind of just get my ideas. I've hosted to hundreds of people. I actually have people coming over tonight for a demo night. So I'm going to show you the clips that are currently in use for our demos, and then I'm going to go over the reasons why. And then cool, hope you enjoy it. Thanks for the question. I'll be back in a few. Man, those clips are so much fun. That's one of the demo reels I use. I I personally sometimes just get tired of watching the same thing over and over with the groups, so I do switch it out. That would be the demo reel I'm using for today, and that's a popular one that I use too. And I use it for many reasons. Um, we get such a diverse crowd of people, literally from like 15 years old to 70 years old, men, women, single, married, guys that are looking for completely different experiences out of roughly, I don't even know where we're at. We're well over 500 demos now. Some people just are worried about like concerts. Some people are just worried about bass. Other people have never experienced Atmos before. Some people have never experienced a JVC projector or a acoustic screen. So, or separates with like a preamp and power amp, or butt kickers, or a treated room, or they've never thought that they could take a room similar to our size, like a 14 by 16, and actually create a cinematic experience. So we really get a lot of different personalities. So it's cool, because we're all different, and that's what makes, life in general fun. So those current demos that I use are for a lot of reasons. I always start off with some kind of Atmos promotion video or something like you guys seen there, just because at least half of the people that have come here have never experienced Atmos or what it is, and they really make it a point to put a lot of those channels into place. So it's funny for the people that aren't used to having Atmos, when those first couple clips start, they're looking all around the room and there's a huge smile on their face because they're like, man, I'm like right in the middle of this. So that's cool. So I always like to start off with that. Um, I also always like to start off with something colorful, kind of pops, gets people's attention. So that Sing demo is very good for that. Does a mixture of men's and women's voices. The same reason why I do like A Star Is Born. Some of the demo clips that are used, I want it to be familiar to people that they're used to watching at their house. It isn't so much of be like, oh, this could be better or this could be worse. It's just so people that can compare it to what they're used to. Because some people might be thinking about changing speakers or subwoofers or something like that. That's why they come over. Some people come over just to hang out or just to be around the enthusiast crowd. Other people are coming out to do their homework. So like I said, definitely a lot of different reasons, personalities for people stopping by. Um, and then I also do some scenes where there's some nice low deep bass, because some people haven't experienced super low bass, like below 25 hertz, 20 hertz, 15 hertz, 10 hertz. So some of those scenes that I use have some nice low bass to them. I always try to also use something that has some kind of gunfire. That last scene has some nice gunfire in it, just to show the quickness or the speed of a well-calibrated system. So if stuff isn't calibrated or a room isn't treated correctly, when you have constant gunfire, especially going on from all over the place, it can start to seem sloppy or confusing, and you don't understand what's going on. That's a good scene. Nice quick explosions or gunfire and a lot of stuff going on, but even though it's chaos, you kind of have an idea of what is going on and you're right in the middle of the action. So that's kind of why I use what I use. These clips usually will grab men and women's attention. There's not a lot of gore involved. I do have other demo reels that have a lot of that. Sometimes we get, kids in here, or, some real gory stuff really is a big turn off for some people too. So it's really just based kind of on the crowd. You realize some of these events we have 10, 20, 50 people at. So we just certainly want something that everybody is going to enjoy. And I also like to use some off-the-wall demo clips too, because one other thing that I've learned from going to other people's demos is, wow, I've never thought of using that clip of that movie, or I've never even seen that movie. So you get yourself some own good material to use at home, maybe a new movie to watch, maybe some new demo clips to use when you're showing off your system. So yes, I mix some music, some movies, some good Atmos, some kind of maybe a demo that people haven't seen before. That San Andreas clip is a great clip to use for a lot of action going on. And it's weird because I get a good percentage of people like, wow, what's that movie? And they'll type it in their phone or take a screenshot of like the case of the movie or something. So right now I'm using it as a PD for the demo reels, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask that. All these are burned from a disk to a hard drive through the Zapedi. Zapedi's pretty much out of business now, or they've got some weird business plan going on, but it's all moved over to a different company. So that's kind of a non-issue. It still works for me. It works for what I want it to do. If I'm watching full movies, I always do it on the Panasonic 820, or I recommend if you got a K-scape or a hard drive copy, something like that. It's much better than streaming. If you have to stream, that's fine. It's just there's usually a lot of audio missing in streaming. Some video as well too, but I notice a lot of audio not being nearly as good as having the original copy. So, all right, guys, that's why I use the demo clips that I use. That's my current demo reel. I have probably 10 or 15 different demo reels. I try to keep them at about 20 to 30 minutes because, you're trying to keep people's attention. And also, most of the time people come to a demo, they want it to be at maybe a spirited volume to kind of get an idea of what your system's capable of, or of just what a system is capable of. Because I got plenty of people that come out and be like, well, I currently have a sound bar, or maybe a cheaper setup I pieced together. What's an advantage of having a more capable system? So if you can present that to them in a delicate way, but also in a powerful way, it's weird, but it's when it's done in a certain way, people certainly enjoy it, and then they can appreciate what you've created. So that's why I use the clips that I use. If you have any other questions or something that's pertaining to a different part of this setup or the 2-channel setup, certainly reach out. Like always, thanks for stopping by, guys. Crank it up. If you've been enjoying all these videos we're putting out, the Home Theater Chronicles episode 2 will be dropping tomorrow, which is awesome. Got more people lined up for that. So, yeah, like and subscribe, share. If you guys want to know something, just ask.